Welcome back to my channel, DebtFree CF. Today we are going to go through the June budget check-in because we are halfway through June. So we're going to see how I'm doing. There were a couple of expenses that came up that were unexpected, but that's not really a problem. It just means that the amount that is not going to retirement that was going to be savings might be a little bit less than I had anticipated. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So I updated the income, and that was from the first Friday of the month I got a paycheck. So I've added that in. And then groceries, fortunately, has not had a whole lot of expense. I think I'm actually a little bit shy by about $40 because I think there was a mishap where my partner and I share a debit card, and I think my partner forgot to take the debit card, or I had it with me, and so that wasn't possible. We'll figure it out towards the end of the month. And then utilities were already paid. I am within my allotment for gas for the car, but I did find out probably on about Wednesday of last week that I had to smog my vehicle. And so that was an unexpected expense, but I took that. It was $85 because it had to be like the special star smog. I don't know if other states have that, but California does, because my car's older, so it has to like be really strictly watched to make sure that it's not adding more pollutants because it's an older car. And so I took that out of just the general car repair replacement fund that had been building, since it's a car issue. And then my other spendings, rent, cell phone, those already got paid. For the pets, I always have a $96 amount that gets split where half of it's paid by myself and half's paid by my partner, and that covers cat food, cat litter, dog food on a consistent basis. So I have kind of a mini sinking fund for that, and it also includes if you were to break down licensing and vaccinations over the course of the 12 months. That's included in that as well. Now, the cats are completely indoor while the dog goes in and out, so the dog is always on a flea treatment so that hopefully he doesn't pick up any fleas and bring them into the house. And then also because I found out when he did get bit by a flea once that he's allergic. So we protect him, and then by default we hope that that's protecting the cats. That wasn't the case this year. I did see that the cats were scratching more than they normally do, so I decided to take a flea comb to them and just investigate, and sure enough they had fleas. And that's the first time in about 3.5 years that we've had them that they've had any flea on them. So I had to go to the vet and get an emergency dose of flea medicine, both for the dog to have some more until his next checkup, and then also so that the cats could each get a pill. We use Comfortis because they're all kind of in the same weight distribution. They all use the same pill. So I had to get that expense unexpectedly. So I'll go ahead and hit enter now that I've added the equal sign. It'll tally it up. And then this does not include that I know I'm going to have to pay for some boarding for the dog while we're out of town at the end of the month. Our insurance, I'm now at the 6-month mark, so I did put in at the beginning of the month my monthly allowance for that, but then over in the sinking funds area, I previously had 220.02 cents in the end of the month version, but I'm withdrawing that so that I can give that to my mom who pays the insurance since I'm on a family plan. So that balance is now back to zero for the next month, and I'll build that up again until December. And then in the school category, I knew how much that was going to cost at the beginning of the month because I was registering for classes. So that has all stayed the same. There aren't any textbooks or other fees and expenses. Actually, that's not true. I also paid for a parking permit. So that's how much it is. And then this is all of the random miscellaneous charges. Some of them were known, like going to a couple of different events and having entrance fees, and then some of them were unknown, like notified that a previous coworker of mine was leaving the company, so they were having a little going away dinner, I kind of surprised her, showed up to the going away dinner, so I had a dinner that I wasn't planning on eating out. A particular gift that I wasn't planning on buying, but I do have a policy that I look year round for gifts, so that if I find something, even if it's in March or July, I purchase it. So I don't always know how to prepare for those. It's kind of just a um, flexible budget when it comes to that kind of thing. So if I hit enter, a little bit high on this month. I usually try to keep this around 200 unless I know that there's certain things that I'm preparing for financially. And then I do anticipate pulling out some cash towards the end of the month for when I'm traveling. Which, as a side note, my budget completion for June is going to be a little bit late because of the fact that I'll be traveling. So that's where I'm at. Basically, I'm a little bit shy, but that's because I haven't gotten all of my paychecks for the month. So the left column that's estimated is working off of the assumption of what I'll be paid plus what my roommate and I split for different bills and utilities and so forth. And then the right hand column is my actual. So I've not gotten all of the amounts in paychecks that I anticipate. And I've not yet actually sent in my retirement for my Roth account. I tend to do that usually in the last 5 to 7 days of the month. That way I'll have it sent before I leave for vacation. Well, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you are looking for other people to follow, you can check out who I'm following. And I will check back in with you partway into July when I add my July plan. Or maybe I'll try to get that done before vacation. That's a good idea. Also, my June wrap up, which will come a little bit late because I'll be on vacation.